Jumping for Twin Springs, be number 50, Israel Courier, against number 35, Johnny Hicks. Ball's out of bounds by the Titans. Number 23, Chad Compton with the ball to Chris Deal. Deal back to Chad Compton. Now with the ball, number 10, Jeff Nelson to Chad Compton. Chris Deal with the ball. And ball's out of bounds by Ervinton. Gabe Parks bring the ball down court for the Titans. Ben Dingus, Vernon Webb. Ben Dingus with the ball. Foul caught against Twin Springs. Number 52, Ben Dingus. Number 23, Chad Compton, bring the ball down court for Rebels. Jeff Nelson. Chad Compton with the ball to Nelson. Back out to Chad Compton. Ball's out of bounds by the Titans. Jeff Nelson with the ball. To number 14, Sean McMillan. Chris Deal, Jeff Nelson, Chad Compton with the ball. Ball out of bounds for Twin Springs. Shot no good. Ben Dingus the rebound. Shot was taken by number 22, Chris Deal. Gabe Parks bring the ball down court for the Titans. Ben Dingus. Gabe Parks. Gabe Parks with the ball for two. No good. Rebound by number 23, Chad Compton. Chad Compton bring the ball down court for the Rebels. Number 22, Chris Deal. Chris Deal to Jeff Nelson. Timeout's called by Ervinton Rebels. 3:57 left in first, still scoreless. Number 35, Johnny Hicks inbound for Ervinton Rebels. Chad Compton for two. No good. Gabe Parks with the rebounds. Vernon Webb bring the ball down court for Twin Springs. And carrying the ball is caught against number 40, Brandon Webb. Chad Compton to Johnny Hicks to Jeff Nelson. Nelson looking for help. Number 14, Sean McMillan with the ball. Out front to Chad Compton. Chris Dill with the ball. Jump ball is called. Be Titans ball. Gabe Parks for the Titans. Brandon Webb to Gabe Parks. Brandon Webb with the ball. Gabe Parks. Daniel Elliott. Brandon Webb for 2. Shot no good. Chad Compton with the rebound. Jeff Nelson with the ball. And walk caught against number 10, Jeff Nelson. In the game now for Twin Springs, number 20, Andy Harris. For number 40, Brandon Webb. In the game for Ervinton Rebels, number 44, Brandon Rasnick. Gabe Parks and Israel Courier. Israel Courier for 2. 2:30 left in the first. Score 2-0. Chad Compton with the ball. And Gabe Parks with the steal. Also in the game for the Ervinton Rebels, number 15, Billy Hill. Daniel Elliott to Gabe Parks. Israel Courier underneath. Misses a shot. He'll get his rebound. Andy Harris pick up the loose ball. Chad Compton with the ball for Ervinton to Chris Deal. Chris Deal underneath. Gabe Parks with the ball. Andy Harris. Gabe Parks out front. Andy Harris. Gabe Parks for 3. Rebound by Chad Compton. Chris Dill with the shot. And it's good for 3. Andy Harris. Gabe Parks. Back out to Andy Harris. Walk caught against 0-0. Daniel Elliott. Timeout called by Twin Springs. Ervinton Rebels 5, Twin Springs Titans 2. Less than 50 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Chad Compton bring the ball down court for Ervinton. To number 35, Johnny Hicks. Chris Deal back to Johnny Hicks. Shot taken by number 54, Tristan Rose. Foul scout against 0-0, Daniel Elliott. Number 54, Tristan Rose at the line. 2 shots. First one's no good. Second shot rebounded by number 50, Israel Courier. Gabe Parks bring the ball down court for Titans. 30 seconds left in the first period. Gabe Parks to Andy Harris. Daniel Elliott. Gabe Parks. Andy Harris for 2. And a jump ball is called. The Ervinton's ball. In the game now for Titans, number 12, Brandon Lawson. For 0-0, Daniel Elliott. Number 15, Billy Hill with the ball. Chad Compton with the shot. Gabe Parks the rebound. At the end of the first period, Twin Springs down by 3, score 5-2. Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, Weber City Drug Center, Dennis Fitz Allstate, J&P Markets, Darty Brothers, Chevrolet Geo Jeep Eagle, and by Photogenius, Image Consultants. Brendan Lawson with the ball for the Titans. Gabe Parks. Gabe Parks into Israel Courier. Israel Courier will draw a foul. Foul's caught against number 35, Johnny Hicks. Israel Courier get 2 shots from the line. First one's no good. Second shot made by number 50, Israel Courier. Chad Compton to Chris Deal. Johnny Hicks. Chris Deal with the ball. Chad Compton out front to Chris Deal, Johnny Hicks, and Ben Dingus for the steal. Gabe Parks bringing the ball down court for Twin Springs. Andy Harris, Gabe Parks, Andy Harris to Gabe Parks. Gabe Parks out front to Andy Harris to Israel Courier. And Wild caught against number 50, Israel Courier. Chad Compton, number 23, bring the ball down court for Ervinton Rebels. To number 14, Sean McMillan. Chris Deal for 2. Rebound put in by number 10, Jeff Nelson. Andy Harris to Brandon Lawson. Andy Harris to Ben Dingus. Ben Dingus gets his rebounds. Israel Courier the rebound. He'll turn and shoot. And it's good. Score now 5-7. Ervinton up by 2. Chad Compton to Jeff Nelson. Ben Dingus for the steal. Andy Harris with the ball for Twin Springs. Gabe Parks. Israel Courier. Gabe Parks for 3. Shot no good. Gabe Parks with the ball out front to Brandon Lawson. Gabe Parks comes back out front. Andy Harris. Gabe Parks back to Andy. And Brandon Lawson with the ball. And double dribble caught against number 12, Brandon Lawson. In the game now for Twin Springs, number 32, Jared Stapleton. And number 14, David Castle. Johnny Hicks with the ball. Out to number 14, Sean McMillan. Chad Compton, ball. He'll shoot. Number 14, Sean McMillan to Chad Compton. Foul caught against Ervinton, number 10, Jeff Nelson. Number 15, Billy Hill back in the game for number 10, Jeff Nelson. David Castle bring the ball down court for Twin Springs. Jared Stapleton. David Castle to Israel Courier. Israel Courier for two. Tied up at 7 apiece. 3 minutes left in the first half. Chris Deal to Johnny Hicks. And ball stolen by number 12, Brendan Lawson. Double zero, Daniel Elliott back in the game. He entered for number 52, Ben Dingus. Number 44, Brandon Rasnick in the game for Ervinton. For number 14, Sean McMillan. Chris Dill with the ball. To 15, Billy Hill. Chad Compton with the ball. Billy Hill for 3. Shot no good. Chad Compton's shot. Blocked by Israel Courier. Daniel Elliott go. Take it. He'll get his rebound. Foul caught against Ervinton, number 15, Billy Hill. Number 35, Johnny Hicks down. He hurt his left leg. Daniel Elliott line for the Twin Springs with 2 shots. Tied up at 7 apiece, 2:25 left in the first half. First shot's good. Daniel Elliott, the second shot, it's good. Chris Dill with the ball. Chad Compton. Chris Dill for 3. Daniel Elliott with the rebound. Jared Stapleton bring the ball down court for the Twin Springs. Brendan Lawson. Daniel Elliott with the ball to Israel Courier. Israel Courier underneath. Timeout's called by Ervinton Rebels. 1:47 left in the first half. Twin Springs up by 4. Score is 11-7. Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, Weber City Drug Center, Dennis Feds Allstate, J&P Markets, Darty Brothers, Chevrolet Geo Jeep Eagle, and by Photogenius Image Consultants. Ervinton's ball. Number 23, Chad Compton, bring the ball down court for the Rebels. To Chris Deal. Jeff Nelson out front. Chad Compton. Daniel L. to steal. And it's good. Daniel Elliott steals the ball and takes it all the way for two. Chad Compton bring the ball down court for Ervinton. Jeff Nelson. Sean McMillan for three. Point Springs winning by three, scored 13-10. Jared Stapleton to Israel Courier. Daniel Elliott underneath. Shot's blocked by number 14, Sean McMillan. Chad Compton to Chris Deal. To Sean McMillan. Jeff Nelson with the ball. Wild caught against number 10, Jeff Nelson. Jared Stapleton bring the ball down court for the Titans. Daniel Elliott. Israel Courier. David Castle to Brennan Lawson. To Castle. Jared Stapleton for three, and it's good. .25 seconds left in the first half. Chris Deal. Sean McMillan for three, and it's good. 12 seconds left. Jared Stapleton with the ball for Twin Springs. Daniel Elliott to Israel Courier. Shot no good. Chris Deal with the rebound. Chad Compton. At the end of the first half, Twin Springs up by three, scored 16-13. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the second half of tonight's JV game.
At State Line Graphics, quality offset and screen printing.
Twin Springs High School at the beginning of the third of tonight's JV game. Twin Springs lead by three, score 16-13. At the beginning of the second half, it'll be Ervinton Rebels ball. Number 23, Chad Compton with the ball. To Chris Deal. Sean McMillan back to Deal. Sean McMillan. Jeff Nelson. Chad Compton with the shot. Daniel Elliott with the rebounds. Brendan Webb to Daniel Elliott. Gabe Parks for three. No good. Number 14, Sean McMillan with the rebounds. Chad Compton to Jeff Nelson. Chris Deal. Sean McMillan to Chris Deal. Sean McMillan with the shot. Gabe Parks with the rebounds. Brandon Webb out front. Gabe Parks. Ben Dingus. Brandon Webb. Gabe Parks to Ben Dingus. Shot rebound by number 10, Jeff Nelson. Chad Compton with the ball. To Chris Deal. Jeff Nelson. Chad Compton. Shot rebounded by 0-0, Daniel Elliott. Gabe Parks with the ball. Daniel Elliott. Brennan Webb. Daniel Elliott out front. Gabe Parks. Daniel Elliott to Ben Dingus. Israel Courier. Israel Courier for 2. Chad Compton to Sean McMillan. Chris Deal. Sean McMillan to Chad Compton. Jeff Nelson with the shot. Daniel Elliott the rebounds. Gabe Parks with the ball down court for Twin Springs. Brennan Webb. Brennan Webb to Gabe Parks. To Israel Courier. And ball's out of bounds by Ervinton Rebels. Number 15, Billy Hill enter the game for number 10, Jeff Nelson. Daniel Elliott, Brennan Webb with the ball. Gabe Parks for 3. Ball out of bounds by the Rebels. Gabe Parks inbound for Twin Springs. Number 14, David Castle in the game for number 44, Gabe Parks. Chris Deal with the ball. Billy Hill, no good. Brennan Webb with the rebounds. David Castle bring the ball down court for Twin Springs. Daniel Elliott. David Castle, Ben Dingus. Loose ball picked up by Dole Zero, Daniel Elliott. Ben Dingus the shot. Rebounded by number 23, Chad Compton. Foul shot against Twin Springs, number 52, Ben Dingus. That's his second foul. Sean McMillan inbound for the Rebels. Chad Compton to Billy Hill. Chris Deal with the ball. Sean McMillan. David Castle bring the ball down court for Twin Springs. Brennan Webb. Ben Dingus to finish the shot off. Chad Compton for the Rebels to Chris Deal. To 44, Brendan Rasnick, and a jump ball is called. In the game now for Twin Springs, be number 12, Brandon Lawson, for number 52, Ben Dingus. Israel Courier at the ball to Brandon Lawson. Brandon Lawson go all the way, shot rebounded by number 23, Chad Compton. Chris Deal with the ball. And carry is caught against number 22, Chris Deal. Daniel Elliott inbound to David Castle. Brandon Lawson with the ball. Israel Courier. David Castle. Brennan Webb with the ball out front. David Castle. Daniel Elliott. Shot rebounded by number 14, Sean McMillan. Chad Compton bring the ball down court to Billy Hill. Brennan Webb pick up a loose ball. 50 seconds left in the third period. Twin Springs up by 5, score 20-15. David Castle to Brandon Lawson. Brandon Webb with the ball. David Castle with the ball. Into Israel Courier. Ball picked up by number 22, Chris Deal. To Billy Hill. Number 54, Tristan Rose entered the game. For number 44, Brandon Rasnick. Sean McMillan inbound to Chad Compton. 15 seconds left. Shot no good. Israel Courier for the rebound to Daniel Elliott. Brandon Webb. Brandon Webb shot no good. At the end of the third period, Twin Springs up by 5, score 20-15. Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, Weber City Drug Center, Dennis Fritz Allstate, J&P Markets, Darty Brothers, Chevrolet Geo Jeep Eagle, and by Photogenius, Endless Consultants. At the beginning of the fourth, it'll be Rebels ball. Number 23, Chad Compton with the ball. To Jeff Nelson. To number 22, Chris Deal. Chad Compton. Chris Deal to Chad Compton with the shot. No good. Daniel Ellis with rebounds. David Castle bring the ball down court for Twin Springs. To Brandon Webb. Brandon Webb to Israel Courier. And ball picked up by number 23. And Daniel Elliott still. Chad Compton with the ball. Daniel Elliott to steal. David Castle bring the ball down court for Twin Springs. Brandon Webb. Wall caught against number 50, Israel Courier. Number 52, Ben Dingus is back in the game. He entered for number 40, Brandon Webb. Number 23, Chad Compton with the ball. To 22, Chris Deal. Chris Deal with the ball. Timeout Scotland, Twin Springs. 4:43 left in the game. Twin Springs still up to 5, score 20-15. Number 14, Sean McMillan inbound for the Rebels to Chad Compton. Sean McMillan with the ball. Chris Deal. Daniel Elliott inbound for Twin Springs. Brandon Lawson. Ben Dingus. David Castle with the ball. Israel Courier and Walt caught against number 14, David Castle. Chad Compton with the ball to Chris Deal. Chad Compton with the shot. Foul called against number 50, Israel Courier. Timeout called by Ervinton Rebels. 4:14 left in the fourth. Twin Springs up by 3, scored 20-17. Ben Dingus with a steal. David Castle bringing the ball down court for the Titans. David Castle to Ben Dingus underneath. Chad Compton to Chris Deal. And jump ball called. It'll be Titans ball. Brandon Lawson with the ball. David Castle, Daniel Elliott. Foul called against Ervinton, number 14, Sean McMillan. Twin Springs ball. Brandon Lawson, him out of Daniel Elliott. Daniel Elliott shot no good. Chad Compton to Chris Deal. Ball knocked out of bounds by Twin Springs, number 52, Ben Dingus. Sean McMillan inbound to Chris Deal. Jeff Nelson. Shot made by number 14, Sean McMillan. Brandon Lawson looking for help. Daniel Elliott. David Castle to Israel Courier. David Castle to Ben Dingus. Daniel Elliott finished the shot off for 2. Jeff Nelson with the ball. Foul called against Twin Springs, number 14, David Castle. Number 14, Sean McMillan inbound for Ervinton. To Chris Deal. Chad Compton back to Chris Deal. Sean McMillan to Chad Compton for 2. David Castle pick up the ball. Brandon Lawson to Ben Dingus. Ben Dingus underneath for 2. Chad Compton to Brendan Reisnick. Ball picked up by number 50, Israel Courier. Brandon Lawson to Ben Dingus. Israel Courier's the rebound. Israel Courier will draw a foul. Foul called against number 44, Brendan Reisnick. Timeout's called by Ervinton Rebels. 2:05 left in the fourth. Twin Springs up by 6. Scored 26-20. Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, River City Drug Center, Dennis Fritz Allstate, J&P Markets, Doherty Brothers, Chevrolet Geo Jeep Eagle, and by Photogenius Image Consultants. Number 50, Israel Courier at the line for the Titans, 2 shots. First shot's good. Israel Courier with his second foul shot. Chad Compton with the ball. To Jeff Nelson. Back to Compton. Sean McMillan back to Chad Compton. To Sean McMillan. For 3. Daniel L with the rebounds. Daniel Elliott the ball. For 2. Number 23, Chad Compton, bring the ball down court for Ervinton. To Chris Dill. Daniel Elliott the rebound. Foul called against number 10, Jeff Nelson of Ervinton. That's his second foul. Daniel Elliott inbound to David Castle. Israel Courier the rebound. Israel Courier for 2. Chad Compton to Sean McMillan. Chris Dill with the ball to Chad Compton. Chad Compton for 3. Ben Dingus the rebounds. Timeout's called by Twin Springs. 57 3/10 left here in the fourth. Twin Springs up by 12, score 32-20. Twin Springs are changing all the players in now. Number 23, Shane Hendricks. Number 20, Andy Harris. Number 34, Randy Saul. Number 30, John Broadwater. And number 32, Jared Stapleton. John Broadwater to Jared Stapleton. Jared Stapleton will shoot for 2. Randy Saul the rebound. Andy Harris for 3. John Broadwater the rebound. Ball's out of bounds by Titans. Chad Compton bring the ball down for Ervinton. Ball knocked out of bounds by number 30, John Broadwater. Sean McMillan to Chris Dill. To Chad Compton for 3. Sean McMillan with the rebound. Back out to Chris Dill. Chad Compton for 3. Foul called against Ervinton, number 23, Chad Compton. Shane Hendricks inbound for the Titans. Jared Stapleton, Andy Harris. Andy Harris drives underneath for 2. Chad Compton to Chris Dill for 3. No good. Randy Saul the rebound. And Twin Springs JV take this game. Final score 34-23. The high scores for tonight's JV game. First for Ervinton. Number 14, Sean McMillan will finish with 11. Number 22, Chris Dill will finish with 5. And number 23, Chad Compton will finish with 5. And High scores for Twin Springs. 00, Daniel Elliott will finish with 8. Number 50, Israel Courier will finish with 15. And number 52, Ben Dingus will finish with 6. Twin Springs basketball is brought to you by State Line Graphics, Weber City Drug Center, Dennis Fritz Allstate, J&P Markets, Darty Brothers, Chevrolet Geo Chief Eagle, and by Photogenius, Amos Consultants. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the first half of tonight's varsity game.